Hi, I'm Obi Namesie, and I'm here to guide you through your self-improvement journey. You have to choose your friends wisely. Now, why do I tell you this? I'm sure you've heard it from your parents that they tell you to do it, to choose your friends wisely. But you might be asking, why do they tell me? My friends haven't done anything to me and I'm perfectly fine. Well, if they tell you it, first of all, if your parents tell you something, it's most probably that it's either really important or they really know what they're talking about. Unless your parents are like crackheads or anything or something like that, which is probably not the case. But if they tell you something, it's usually because they know about the topic. My parents used to tell me like to choose my friends wisely, and because not everyone wants to be your friend just to be your friend. You don't know the intentions people have behind their actions. I had this. I mean, he wasn't really my friend because technically backstabbed me. Where, like, in front of me, he would be like the best guy ever. We would have the best chats ever. We would spend the best whiles together hanging out after training. But whenever I wasn't there, he would be talking smack behind my back. He would not respect my name. He would talk trash about what I used to tell him like in private. And he was just not a good friend, honestly. And that actually basically destroyed my opportunities to have like friends with more of my teammates, because he spread rumors about me and that really just destroyed me. And that's why your parents tell you like to be careful, because it can either build your path to success or it can be absolutely detrimental to you. Another reason why your parents tell you to why your parents and I am telling you to choose your friends wisely is because you are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Let's say 3 of your friends are drinking out every 3 days, and you and your other friend don't usually. By, let's say, 1 year time lapse, you will probably, both of you, be drinking with the other 3. Why? Because as you spend time with them, they will start telling you like about how they're going drinking, how it feels good, how it's so great, and all of that, and you will believe them. Why? Because you are friends with them, and subconsciously or consciously, you believe, and how do you say it? You like look up to them in a certain degree, and you see what they do as something good. Another thing that happened to me is like I had this big friend group which I played video games with, and it's like technically a friend group, but they were really my friends, so they weren't my friends. And they not only talked smack about me, talked bad about me, disrespected me, but they also influenced me, because I did hold them up to a pedestal, you can call it, in some way. And most of them were wonkers, or like they were addicted to porn and all of that. And they used to talk about that, and that's what actually got me into fapping, wanking, and just that bad addiction of lust. And how did it happen? In the same way I just told you. Like, I spent so much time with that friend group who did all of those bad habits that they somehow, not somehow, I know how, but like they passed on their bad habits into me because I looked up to them. And that's just how I ended up being like this bad and deep down in, how do you say it, in the rot of bad habits. But thanks to thanks to YouTube, really, because without YouTube I wouldn't have found self-improvement. I have now been in this journey of self-improvement, and I've been growing ever since like 2 years ago, since I found the first self-improvement video I ever watched. Another reason why you have to choose your friends wisely is because men build up other men. Your friends, like, for example, I have my friend Josue. I know he watches this video, so hi, Josue. Um, he is one of the best friends I've ever found. He at the first time I met him, like he was like rude to me. He didn't like me. He didn't never thought we would be friends. But like nowadays, that was like 3 years ago. Nowadays, we're like the closest friends you'll ever see. I don't have anything to hide from him. And you know what's the best part? Like he can hate on me and I can hate on him in a sane, how do you call it, healthy way, because we hate on each other to build each other up. You know how an axe is sharpened? Well, it's sharpened by an iron wheel. And that's basically the same thing for men. Like, and as iron sharpens iron, men sharpen or build up other men. And he's one of those. Like, he can be brutally honest with me. If I'm ever like slacking off or like in the middle of a rut where I'm doing like everything bad, he can just tell me the truth and I won't hate him for it. Like, yeah, I joke around with him, like, oh yeah, you're such a bad friend, you're my number one hater and all of that. But I know deep down, he cares about me, and that's why he tells me the truth. There's this quote from the Bible that I've read so many times. I'm not sure what the passage is, but it says, like, it's way better to have your close friends hurt you than 1,000 kisses of your enemies. Because your friends, like true actual friends, like my friend Josue or my friend Dayo as well, he's like also one of the best friends I've ever found in these generations. Let me tell you Dayo's story first. Like when he first arrived to school, he was like this cocky kind of guy, and I mean he was that guy, but I didn't like his attitude when he arrived. He was like, oh yeah, I'm the guy because I play American football and all that. But just last year I started talking to him. He was so genuine with me that he spreads such good energy, and that's why he's like kind of cocky and all that, because he truly is that guy. Because he spreads such genuinity that he can just be friends with anybody. He can spend good time with people. He's just such a good friend. I don't know how else to describe him. Adele, if you're seeing this, you're one of the best friends I've ever found. Back to where I was going. Like, they can be brutally honest with me, and you can say, like, hurt me, for me to call off what I'm doing wrong and build it up. Like, we live in a society where anywhere you go is like a bucket of crabs, where like they might stack on top of each other, but even while they're stacking, they're pulling on each other's legs to put themselves back into the bucket. And that's why it's better to have like the hurt of a friend than 1,000 kisses of your enemies. Because yeah, somebody who's not a true friend and is like trying to get you worse than them will, how do you say it, build up your bad habits, will build up like something that is not good for you, will build you up like in a way where you're growing under him and where he has power over you and you're not better than them. This happened in the same friend group. Like, I had been so disrespected that I didn't even care at that point anymore, where they had like control over me and I couldn't really go past it. Because whatever attempt I had, they would do or say something about me, which just disqualified any any attempt I had at getting out of their control. And that was so bad, and I'm so thankful that I got out of there. Mostly because most of them stopped playing the game, but like they were like absolutely over me, and I couldn't do anything about it because I had given them that control, and they were like technically like giving me kisses as my enemy, just to keep me like in the bad habits and under them, and not truly like grow. And yeah, so that's why you need to be careful and wisely choose your friends. Remember, Jesus Christ loves you. He's the only way to heaven. And do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it.
Mwah.